Hi there, I'm Vicki Parfano for Aussie Stampers. Today I'm going to show you how to use Dylusions shimmer sprays in your art journal layouts to create these really colourful backgrounds with some splashes of colour. I hope you find lots of inspiration in this tutorial. So the journal I'm using today is a hand book journal by Global Arts. It's a field watercolour journal with lovely thick paper in it. I'm using the Dylusions shimmer sprays in Bubblegum Pink, Pure Sunshine and Fresh Lime. Now I'm starting by taking my page out of the book and I'll return it back to the book later. I'll show you how at the end. So start by shaking up your shimmer sprays. You can see on the bottom there's some mica that settles in, but you don't want to shake them up and down or you'll clog the tips. Just shake them side to side. So I'm going in and spraying each of the sprays onto there, now adding a good spritz of water to get them moving. And I'm going to bring that out. I want to move it even more, so I'm putting it on my craft mat and tipping it and getting some dripping. So as it drips, I'm going to add more water just to help it move. Whenever you're working with reds or pinks, they are a very bossy colour, just let me tell you. Especially if you're working with Copic markers, the reds can be really tricky. They tend to be very dominant in comparison to the other colours. So I'm doing my first spray and you can see the red is very dominant, or the pink, the bubblegum pink. And I've dried it off with my heat tool, but you can see now the sheen that's in there. It's really shimmery. So now I want to bring back some green and add some sprays and then spritz it just to counterbalance the pink. So giving a bit of a dab off, giving it a dry with my heat tool, and now this is more like it. Now it's curling up, so I'm going to put my book and a heavy weight on the top of it. Now today I wanted to talk about, I'm doing a giveaway all the month of June on my channel here, and this is the prize I'm giving away. I have some papers by Simple Stories and I've done a scrapbook layout, or two scrapbook layouts in fact, using these papers. One of them I'll publish I think in the next video, and these are the papers I'm giving away. I'm actually giving away some small sticker sheets as well to go with these, so they're all from the same collection. Look at that bicycle, isn't it cute? So all you need to do is to subscribe to my channel if you haven't done already, click on the bell for notifications, like this video and leave some comments. Now for every comment that you leave, I'll enter your name in the draw again. So good luck, and this is June giveaway. So getting back to the art journal, I'm going to now take off the heavy weight from my journal and I'm going to let it dry. It's completely dry and it's just now very flat. So take off that heavy weight and the reveal. So you can see how it flattens everything out. When you're working with watercolor paper, it does tend to buckle. Now I'm using a stencil from Little Birdie and it's feathers. So I'm going to just tape it down with some washi tape, and I'm taping from the back. Now I think I purchased this stencil from Lincraft in Australia, but if you had a stencil that had sort of openings about this size, they don't necessarily need to be feathers, they could be just anything. So the distress oxides I've brought in are peacock feathers and wilted violet, and I've just got a sponge rather than the blending tool. I really want to be able to get into the bottom of these feathers. So I'm taking the blue color and I'm doing some feathers top and bottom, some feathers in the center, and then I'm doing the reverse with the wilted violet. So they're not inked all in the same places. Some are going to have blue in the center, some are going to have purple in the center, and that's what I want. Giving it a spritz just to help blend them a little bit more now. So just using a sponge, and I've just cut a sponge into small pieces. You could use a makeup sponge, would work perfectly with this. Now when I take it off, you can see there are different colours in those feathers in the background. But the good thing about this is there's stacks of inks still left on the back of my stencil. So I'm just going to smoosh that down onto the page as well. Don't waste this ink, it's just really lovely and it's all blended beautifully together. Now I'm going to give it a really thorough spray, and this time I'm just going to give it a light dab because there's stacks of water on this. Remember, if you have Distress Oxide ink, it reacts with the water, so you don't want to smear it. Now I'm bringing in the heat gun, and you can see how that colour's turned out. It's really nice. But as I was saying before, the pink is very dominant, so I'm going to bring some more around the page so that it looks a little more balanced. And in order to do that, I want to put some splotchy bits of pink all around the page without covering it too much. So I'm just going to smoosh into that ink that I've spritzed on the table there on my work surface. Now this trick means that you're going to get some beautiful splatters. I've shaken my bottle side to side, and this is the bubblegum pink, and I'm going to create some splatters on here. Next I'm coming in with the fresh lime, and just use the end of your little spray bottle there to create your own little spots of colour. And I also brought in the Pure Sunshine as well. Now I'm going to create a border around the edges. Now I'm coming in quite heavy with this border because I'm going to do some black doodling around the outside, so I really want a nice background to stand up against it. And as you can see, I'm doing what I did with the stencil. I'm doing some parts in the blue, some parts in the mauve. So some parts are the peacock feathers, which is the blue colour, and some parts are the wilted violet. And just spreading it around and just being careful on that spiral edge there that I don't tear anything, because I want this to be able to go back into my art journal when I'm finished. And I'm really liking how this has turned out, and I don't particularly like that red, so I'm just going to blot that down with the blue. And that's looking pretty cool. That's exactly how I want it to be. Very shimmery, but it's starting to curl up again because I've added some medium to it. So what I'm doing now is just give it a bit of a fold with my hand so that it straightens out, and it's nice and straight now. Now I have some journaling pens from Dylusions. These are the Ranger journaling pens. I have black and white, and I have some sticker books. I love these sticker books. I come back to them time and time again. This first book is a Heidi Swapp book, and I purchased mine from Spotlight in Australia. They are available from American Crafts. And I've chosen this piece here as my quote for my page. And these butterfly stickers I absolutely adore. These come from the One Canoe 2 sticker book, and you get 2 of these sheets of stickers in the book. So I'm going to be using quite a few of these in my projects. I really love them. I love the colours in the books too. They're lovely and soft. So they're my pages that I'm choosing to add, my quote and the butterflies. So with the quote, I think I'll cut it down just a little. It's a little bit too large. I don't want it to dominate too much. And we've already got quite a bit of pink on the page, so I want to tone that back a bit. And I'm standing up to put this on so that it'll go on nice and straight. And these butterflies are semi-translucent, so you can see the page behind them. And once you put them on the page, they look as though they were always there. You can come back and burnish these with a bone folder, or if you don't have a bone folder, you can use the handle of your scissors. And that really adheres them to the page, but it's almost impossible to see where the edges of these butterflies are. They just blend so well into that paper. Now I'm going to do some more embellishing on the page. I want to integrate the background with the foreground, and I also want to frame up that quote. So I'm using the fine black marker here and just doing 2 wiggly lines all around the frame. And I'm going to do the same around the outside of the page as well. Now I'm using the white marker, 2 wiggly lines. So you don't have to be neat and tidy with this. The sketchier it looks, the better. And you can see now I'm starting to create a frame for the page. So this page, I forgot to mention, is an 8 by 8 inch size page. I have these journals in 6 by 6 inch as well. Let me know in the comments which your favourite format is, whether it's the 6x6 or the 8x8, or whether in fact you prefer the Moleskine sketchbook, which is another one of my art journals that I use. And I'll be doing more videos on the Moleskine too, because it's a different kind of system where you've got a double page layout, whereas these pages stand alone. Just adding these white elements in, and I'm not being too careful here, just a few sketchy little pieces around the butterfly helps everything come together. Now I'm not completely finished yet. I'm going to put this back into my art journal, and you can see how easy it is. All I'm going to do here is line it up, and I'm squeezing each of those rings together, and it just pops back in perfectly. Now I had a look at it and I decided that the frame still wasn't dark enough. We've got a lot of black in the butterflies, and I really wanted to bring some thick black lines in, but I didn't want to go too crazy because I quite like how the quote looks. I think that's standing alone quite well. So I took a thick black marker and outlined with a single wavy line around the edge, and you'll see in these photographs here I've created quite a thick border, and for me that made it all come together. Everything was integrated and well balanced. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have some more videos that I can suggest to you coming up now, which are part of my art journal series. Here it is standing on my desk. And don't forget to enter the competition, just using those simple steps. Instructions are below if you've forgotten what to do. Good luck. I'll see you again next time. Bye for now.